My name is Heather Robinson, and I am a certified professional midwife licensed in the state of Michigan. A midwife is responsible for taking care of mom during pregnancy, helping mom during labor, helping with the birth of the baby, and making sure that mom and baby are fine after baby arrives, and taking care of mom and baby in the postpartum up to 6 weeks. My estimated count of births that I have been a part of is 400 plus. My birth equipment lives in like 2 suitcases, very small suitcases. They could be carry-ons on an airplane. I also have oxygen. I don't routinely bring it to every birth, but if a person feels more comfortable with oxygen being present, I do have that. I have a bag valve if I have to do any type of resuscitation on baby, and diagnostic equipment like stethoscope, blood pressure cuff, Doppler, those kind of things. Historically, especially in this country, people that were doing deliveries were Black women. And they were historically, you have, they called them granny midwives, people in the community that were known, and they had the gift, to bring babies into the world, and they were the persons that were called upon. Usually, if you had a person in your family that did that, there would be somebody else in the family that would kind of like attach to them and go to births with them and kind of like serve as a birth assistant until they themselves were ready to fill those shoes. I was abroad. I went to Central America, Honduras with the Peace Corps. And I thought when I went that I wanted to do something in education, like curriculum development. I did some teaching while I was down there and quickly realized that that was not what I wanted to do. I also became pregnant with my firstborn and decided, more so out of definitively not wanting to be in the hospital abroad, that I was going to have my child at home. And I searched far and wide with someone who would support me in having a home birth. And I found a friend of the family who had just fresh out of medical school, and she was willing to support me. And so I had my oldest daughter in the home of my in-laws at the time. And the experience was so life-changing that I, at that moment, decided that that was what I was going to do. But my family was so young. The reality of being on call all the time was not something that I could really juggle with my young family. So I kind of sideburnered it and did other things that I felt would eventually bring me back to becoming a midwife that would enhance my knowledge. So I became a childbirth educator. I did some doula work. I also became a paramedic. So I worked on the road and in the field for decades. And then eventually my kids were older and the opportunity to pursue this resurfaced, and I went to school. The beauty of this profession is that you don't have to go to college per se to do this. You can even have a GED and come into this profession, which is the beauty of it. If you're just coming out of high school, I would direct somebody to a doula program. And a doula is like a labor support person. The reason why getting doula experience is important is it allows you experience of supporting women in labor, understanding what that's about and how do you go about supporting someone in labor. And it also educates you about the hospital system, because not every planned home birth actually ends up happening at home. The majority do, but sometimes we have to transfer to the hospital. And it's good to be able to transfer your client into the hospital and not be overwhelmed by that system. So you feel at ease in a hospital environment. So many people who do hospital birth need and could benefit from the work of a doula. So I would say that would be a very good first step. Then there are a few different programs in the nation that do instruction as far as certified professional midwife. And those schools are called MEEC schools. So it's a Midwifery Educational Accreditation Council. So they've been looked over by this council, and they've been given the okay that the education that they provide will make you a good midwife. So recently, Michigan has licensed our profession. So in the rules and regs, one of the things is that you have graduated from a MEEC accredited school. Not everybody goes directly to a MEEC accredited school. Some people do a lot of apprenticeship first. So you find a midwife to work under and shadow, and then you can apply to a program and use, at least you have like a foot into what the profession is about, and you have an understanding about what it's about, and then you go ahead and finish your studies. I would say the best part of this profession is the opportunity to make a permanent impact on not only a mom's experience in having a child, but on the family, the family entirely. Pregnancy is a very purposeful window for change to happen, because when moms are pregnant, it becomes very clear that this is an opportunity to do the absolute best you possibly can to grow a healthy baby and have a baby that you can, maybe shape the way that they enter the world. So it is this wonderful opportunity to get a lot of new information to mom, or to piggyback on information that they may already kind of know about, but are more curious about. So, I mean, that's why I love it, because it's life-changing for everybody who's involved.
Rain Risa, Department of Workforce Development, Career Tech Education, Adult Education, and Career Counseling. Educate, equip, elevate.